Okay, everybody, welcome back again. We have another episode here of a cooking spoon that we're going to start. This is from Walnut. Again, I have a ton of walnut. This, it's a shame. I don't know if this is the right word. I feel bad that this is such a thick piece of wood. I'm going to make this into a shallow type of spoon. I might make this one a little bit deeper. I'm not sure. So this is kind of playing on the idea again of a kind of a general purpose spoon. This is a little circle with a little tip there for getting around the edges of the bowl and everything, and a little handle. So we're going to work on that tonight, and we're going to finish it. I feel confident. So I wanted to show you guys an update from yesterday's. Let me fix this light here. It's really getting on my nerves. Yeah, it's a little better. It is not really. So here's the spoon from yesterday. It's doing great. How does that sit? I guess that sits pretty good. Turns out it's really clean. I had to, whoops. I don't know what the hell's going on today with this. I had to take some of this edge off here because a crack formed, and it doesn't look like it's coming back, which is good. Man, it's really clean. Whoops, really happy with that. So this video is not about, is not about this spoon that I did yesterday. It's about something we're going to create tonight. And, sorry. Where's my axe? Here it is. All right. So we're going to, do some of the process again here, guys. We're going to do exactly what I did yesterday, basically. Start to chop. Man, this is a thick piece of wood. Wow. See how that works there. I don't know. A lot of waste here with this. It's a lot of wood. I'm just going to be kind of chopping away here. That's all we're going to be doing. Again, please don't follow my techniques. Some of these are unsafe. Oh, that's a knot right there. Oh, wow. Damn. Whew. That's going to be difficult. Actually, I should have cut that off with the bandsaw, but that's okay. Ah, shit. What am I doing? I'm a little tired, so hopefully I don't mess up tonight. Okay. So all we're doing is roughing this out with the axe, This can take anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on what you want to do, There's a big knot right here, and see if I can slice away at it. So that's really what we're going to do. We're just going to chop away and chop away and chop away until we have a very roughed out piece. And when there's more done, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm still working with the axe, but I just wanted to show you some of the work. Man, I don't know what the hell is going on today. That's where we're at. Very rough, very rough. This is like... So I'm going to do a lot of the shaping with the axe, even though my shoulder is not going to approve. Not that I'm in a lot of pain, but just a lot of spoons to work through. Where if I have a shave horse, you know, it does save a little wear and tear. But a lot of you guys and gals maybe don't have a shave horse, so just, you know, again, you already know what has to be done with the axe. But just to kind of show you the technique that I use when, for whatever reason, I'm not using a shave horse. You know, if you watch any blacksmith videos, you see a lot of the guys, you know, they're using the hammer and they're kind of working the material just as I'm doing right here. You know, so as you slice, you constantly, you know, need to work your wood around and stuff, and then kind of look at it and see what or where you want to attack it next. And that's all I'm doing here. You know, I have a general idea of what I want this to be, so that already helps me as I'm shaping this. If you have no idea what you want your work to be, it's very difficult to approach it. So again, I already have a general understanding of what I want this to be, so I'm not really running into any hang-ups here, so that always helps me. I'm going to make a quick stop cut here if I can on camera. Nothing crazy, just to give me some room here. Just to give me a little bit to work with. So I still may play around with the depth of this. There we go. See, there's a knot here, so that's why I wanted to make a little, just a very tiny stop cut. It was getting a little hard to work. Normally I would do a stop cut anyway, but thought I could get fancy and alright, cool. Gotta be a little careful here. Yeah, should have did one right here too, but so that's actually turning out pretty good. Some cases the axe is a little quicker than the shave horse. Sometimes. See that here? Let me feel that. Okay. Occasionally on my mood, I'll do a lot of the rough out as I'm doing now with the axe. And then I'll move to the shave horse to kind of finesse it. Then I'll move it on down with the knife and everything. So, ooh, that was close. Almost got my finger. You don't want that. me look at this. All right, this will turn out pretty good. I want this to be fairly shallow. I don't want to be too deep here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of still paring this down. And when there's more done, I'll be back, all right? Be right back. All right, guys, so I'm back. So you've endured 10 minutes of me chopping away and talking, probably boring everybody to death. But for 10 minutes chopping with my axe, that's pretty boring. But I don't think it's boring, but that's part of the process. That's what it is. It's a lot of hard work, as everybody knows, right? And those of you who don't know, who are interested, this is what goes into making a hand-carved spoon. Use a variety of tools, kind of crudely chop away. Well, anyway, I feel like I did enough axe work where I don't want to lose my fingers anymore. Or I haven't yet, but I don't want to almost lose my fingers every chop. So it's gotten pretty close. This is where we're at. I like the shape. I can see it, how it's going to look. And so now we're going to move on to the draw knife. And we're going to use a draw knife and a shave horse to remove more material. Now I can feel on this piece of walnut here, this piece tonight, starting to dry out. Not dry, it's really the wrong word, but I guess that is what's happening. It's getting a little bit harder compared to the piece from last night. Just that quick. I had this in a bag, closed up. Still a ton of moisture. Look at that color that's coming in there. Whoa, nice. Nice. Really nice. This spoon's going to be beautiful. So, using the same, if you will, philosophy, I guess, as with the axe, I'm applying that same principle with the draw knife. Taking a little bit, more controlled shavings, and we're just shaping this thing. That's all we're doing. This is getting pretty, okay, I see a little upsweep here. That's all we're doing. Nothing crazy. Oh yeah. It's going to be pretty straight, which is okay. It's a cooking spoon. Cool. What we're doing. So, just going to keep refining this. I got to sharpen this draw knife. I'm going to keep refining this, and I'll come back when there's more done. All right, I'm back. So here's where we are. Overall shape, I don't know what you can tell that I did. Just kind of more or less rounded these edges over just a little bit. So right now, I'm going to actually, I haven't hollowed out the bowl yet, just so you guys know. Do that soon. I'm going to transition to a spoke shave, which is something I've had for some time now. Didn't really show it too much on some other videos because I was still getting familiar with the tool. And I still am trying to figure this thing out in terms of adjusting the height of the blade, how it cuts and everything. I kind of play it by ear each time. It's not a perfect system, but it is absolutely wonderful. And again, each tool that I'm using is refining the previous tool. It's almost like using sandpaper. You know, the axe is like 60 grit. The draw knife is like, I don't know, 220, let's say, or even 120. And then shave, spoke shave, 400 grit. I don't know. I'm just kind of using analogies here, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to use this to straighten this out, the handle. And let's see, I'm going to have to adjust this here. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth. This is what I do most of the time. Just kind of play around. And you see these fine curls that it can do. Not always like this, but now it's putting a nice little rise, a slight rise in there. You know, this is a very simple spoon. I'm not trying to put too much, let's see, I don't want to say thought, but looking at it each time, yeah, it's looking really nice. It's looking really good. So I'm going to do a couple more passes here. Nice and even. Go back. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Nice, thin. I mean, you can really even see through that. That's really cool. That's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking at this. Let me feel it. Feels pretty good. Yeah, that's going to be good. Oh yeah. That's going to be really, really good. You can even, if you have a shave horse, you have to be careful when you do this though. I mean, you can even apply it in here. This is going to be tough because you got to put a lot of pressure, but you can even do that to get the sides of the handles down to, I don't want to crack this spoon, of course. Kind of make that even. And that's still not really. Look at that. Oh, cool. Looks pretty good. I might have to use a knife on that for sure. Yeah, so that's how we do that. Ah! Now I got to be careful with tear out here. Let me go the opposite way. You know, some people can do this type of finish with a knife. Sometimes I can achieve that. It's tough, but it feels pretty good so far. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm just going to keep refining this a little bit more with the spoke shave, and I guess when I'm coming up to the next part of the process, I will be right back. Let me turn this. All right, be right back, guys. Okay, we're back. So this took a few more minutes to just slightly smooth things over, and we're going to use a Tuka cam. We're actually going to use a combination of two different Tuka cams. This is the one I got from Richard Weaver. I did a very brief review on it. It works great, and I kind of use this as my, let's say, my roughing out Tuka cam. Rough out with this, and then I'll transition to the Nick Westerman, and then down to the more smaller spoon knives. So I think a crack is developing, which is really awesome, as always. Seems to be happening a lot lately. I'm not sure why. probably blocking half of my work here. Probably can't see anything that I'm doing. Look at this real quick. That's not too bad, I guess. I mean, this thing does a pretty decent job. I hope this isn't going to be a wash. Look at this again. It's really starting to crack there. All right. Let me swing on over to this thing, see if I can get a finer cut with this Nick Westerman one here. Let's see here. I don't want to go too crazy. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little tear out there, not a big deal. We will improvise as always when something happens. Some people might just throw that away. If anything, I can give my wife a beautiful spoon if this doesn't make it. We'll look and see. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep refining this. I might be here a while. And when there's more done, I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. Hopefully we can see. Alright. So do a little hollowing out. There's a little, I don't know, whoops, can't see it. It's like a little crack there, and it tore out a little bit there. I'm going to play around with that as when I get to the, what's it called? The more, I guess, refining stages of the spoon. If you're wondering what the sweater is here, this ugly sweater, it's actually basically I turned it into a seat cushion, basically. So now we're going to do some knife work. I'm going to just do this for a few minutes. Let me set my timer so I don't get too long here. And we're going to do the same thing pretty much that I did yesterday on the previous video. I keep saying yesterday, which it was yesterday, but I'm just going to start shaping this. And I can't see everything that I do, and hopefully you guys can see all of this. Apologize if you can't. And again, this is a lot easier to, this is a little tough there. This is a lot easier to do when the wood is green, of course. This is going to be a nice little spoon. That's tough. Well, I guess I'm lying. I said yesterday walnut's really easy to carve when it's green. Most of the time it is. It's tough tonight. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know. I think it says heartwood here. Stuff is tough. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to keep refining this with the knife. And when there's more done, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. And I'll show you something in a second. Show you the spoon. But we're going to use, I haven't pulled this thing out in a while. This is the lap vise that I made. And again, you can check out Dave Canterbury's video on his Self-Reliance Outfitters Just Google Swedish lap vise and you'll be able to find a detailed video on that. Well, anyway, we have the spoon here. It's pretty much carved out pretty good. I still have to put bevels on it, but we're going to work on the bowl a little bit. And I have a crack that has formed, but I'm going to try to cut it out and improvise and see if we can't get rid of it by... I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, but we're going to see what we can do. And the great thing about the lap vise is if you have a shave horse, with the lap vise, you're less likely to damage the wood. I have a pretty clean finish on the handle here, so I don't want to really damage that too much more by using the shave horse. So this allows me to, get both hands on it. That's why I like putting slightly longer handles on my, which would otherwise be considered like a spoon knife for one hand, just so I can get a little bit more leverage when I use the lap vise. It's a little easier for me. Although, some cases, it's a little easier to use no lap vise. Switch here. We will see. Seems like it's okay. Oh man. Alright. Damn. This thing's gonna be fucking weird. Whoops, sorry. Cursing here. I don't usually curse on my channel here. Although I do have a potty mouth. We'll see how much improvising I can do. I hope this is not going to be a waste, because this is a nice, I like the shape and everything, and I hate to waste any wood. Sometimes lap vise isn't the tool to use. I'm kind of using it as a table now, but I mean, I'd hate to have to come in and cut all that out. That would suck. Sometimes, though, I'm using the Nick Westerman faucet blade here. This is my preferred spoon knife for the bowls. It's just nothing like a Nick Westerman tool. I mean, just the way he makes them. I mean, it's just incredible. The way they cut and the way they get out of the wood. It's just hard to beat his tools. And I think they're pretty reasonable price for the extremely high quality tool that you get. So I'm going to continue doing this, guys, and when I have more done, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. So I'm going to end the video not right here, but I'm going to put the bevels on the handle. and that will complete it. So did a major save right here. This crack just wouldn't go away. So I just kind of knifed it in, and it's a little misshapen there, but that's what gives it character. Because of a crack, it's not perfect, but that will resonate with someone that wants it. I actually want to keep this one. I love it. It's wonderful. There was like another crack right in here. So, instead of getting frustrated and wanting to throw this thing in the trash, I didn't do that. I just kept on. So, that's what it looks like so far. It's going to be really nice when it's done. So right now, I'm going to put the bevels on the handle. And we're going to do that. Let's see what we can do. This knife needs to be sharpened. This will thin out the handle a little bit. Take that edge off. Still like a little thick here, but we'll see. Would not want to cut this way. Sometimes these grains on this wood, it's weird. Let's see here. Kind of tearing me out. There was a little knot right here. It's not there anymore. But I think that kind of made the grain a little tough. Really see something. All right, almost done. So I guess another lesson in how to stay with it, you know? This stuff is really tearing out here. What's going on? Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Hopefully this isn't too boring. I'm trying to show you as much as I can what I do in terms of how I make my spoons. My wife is talking to her sister. Feel it. Ooh, man, that feels really good. It's going to be a nice little good kitchen beater, as I like to call them. Another long video. Sorry. Too deep there. Cool. Might be good enough there. There probably will be some refinements as we move along the next couple of days that you won't see, obviously. But, I mean, there's the spoon. It's all finished. I got the bevels in there. And it feels really good, which is great. It looks good, and it feels good. So, an almost 40-minute video of, hopefully you get to see me work a little bit, but that's how I make another little medium or larger type, cooking spoon. Good for sauteing and scooping and everything. So, thanks for watching, guys.